Hey guys, me Vinny. I'm back with yet another video. Um, week 16, only 2 more weeks to go, guys. We're in the home stretch. This was a great week for me. I went 14-2, easy my best performance of the season. So I'm now 145, 94 and 2, and against the spread, I was 10-6 this week. So looking really good for me. But let's get into the week that was. We start off on Thursday night. I correctly picked the Jaguars to cover this 2.5 spread, +2 against the New York Jets. Zach Wilson looked absolutely awful, and he looks to be on his way to be on an all-time bust on the lines of Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf. Just absolutely terrible. And the Jags, don't look out, don't look now. They might be coming for the playoffs. I really do think they could win the division now. I really do. Now, for the 1 o'clock games, keep in mind all these games I'm listening are on Saturday because they play a few games on Christmas. I didn't look like it at first, but the Bills covered the -8 spread against the Chicago Bears and just blew them out in the second half. It looked very close. They wouldn't, but the Cincinnati Bengals got -3 against the New England Patriots. I was right on both instances. Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Seattle Seahawks -10. I was correct on both. I was wrong in picking the Lions. I expect them to go -3 against the Panthers, but Panthers just ran all right through them. Deontay Foreman, Chuba Hubbard, absolute destruction. Now the Panthers look like they could potentially be fighting for a division title before it's all said and done. Minnesota Vikings, it was 3 points, so I did not get the points there. However, they did get the win, and that's most important for them. Tennessee Titans, I expected they would get upset by the Houston Texans on the road, and that's exactly what happened. Malik Willis did not look good that day, and the Texans, they got to be careful. They win one more game, the Bears lose out, they'll miss out on the #1 overall pick, and I guess that'll be a nice thank you gift from Lovie Smith, I guess. New Orleans Saints, I picked them correctly against the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson still struggled quite a bit. And the Saints, outside chance, but could the division be in play? I don't see it, but you never know. I was wrong in thinking that the Falcons would cover the spread. The Ravens won, and they clinched up a playoff berth in the process. And for the 4 o'clock games, I was correct in picking the Niners to win against the Commanders -7. Now it looks like Taylor Heineke is now going to be back on the bench, and Carson Wentz will be the starter for the Commanders as they move for a playoff push. Let's see how it goes because Wentz I don't think is that great either. So best of luck to you. The Dallas Cowboys, I was correct in picking that they would beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I, though, thought the Eagles would cover the 5-point spread. The Cowboys won by 6, so that was not the case. For the night game on Christmas Eve that Saturday, it was the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. A game that was supposed to simply be one of celebration became one of somber and solemnness as Franco Harris died a few days before, almost like how Willie Stargell died a few days like the day before PNC Park opened up, a day of mourning. And they won for Franco 13-10. And unfortunately for Derek Carr, that looks to be it for him as a member of the Las Vegas Raiders, as he was benched in favor of Jared Stidham starting Week 17. But I was correct in picking the Steelers -2, and I was correct in the victory. Christmas Day games, there were 3 of them, and they looked worse as the season going on. But first one, the Dolphins were up 20-10, but they lost 26-10, 26-20 because Tua ended up having another concussion, and he threw 3 interceptions. So I was wrong on both of those instances. And listen, if he keeps having these concussions, he might have no choice but to retire. Like I hate saying that, but we have to really consider the circumstances here. So when you look at the playoff position, the Dolphins, if they lose out, they're done. After being very hot to start the season, they could be done. They really can. They just got to win one of these next 2 games and they're in. But if they lose out, that can get bad. But fortunately, they have the tiebreaker against the Steelers, so they should be good to go. But they'll probably be like a 6 or 7 seed. The Packers now, don't look now. They're looking good. All they need to do is win out and have the Commanders lose one of their games, and they'll be in the playoffs because they have the tiebreaker against the Seahawks. So I think it'll happen. Let's see what happens, though. I was very much correct in picking the Rams plus the 2.5 against the Broncos. I can't even believe the Broncos were favored in this game. They got completely shellacked by the Rams, 51-14. It looked even. It didn't even look even close to what the score said. And I know that's a very massive score, but the Rams just dominated. They did not have a single punt in this entire game. Russell Wilson looked terrible as he has for this entire season. On the Nickelodeon broadcast, Patrick from SpongeBob, a character known for being stupid, roasted him. Do you realize how low you have to go for that to happen? But yeah, Baker. This another win as the Rams quarterback. So are they going to keep him next year? I don't know. And for the final game of Christmas Day, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I thought, would beat the Arizona Cardinals with Trick McSorley pretty easily. But no, that game went to overtime, and they won in the last-second field goal. And they're winning the NFC South, but, like, they're all bad. I mean, if they make the playoffs, they're probably going to lose to the Cowboys first round, will they? I don't know. Weirder things have happened. And for Monday night, the Chargers locked up a playoff berth by destroying the hapless Indianapolis Colts with Nick Foles. Just god-awful. I was correct on both instances, minus the 5 and the win. Well, that was the week that was. Let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below. I'll speak to you very shortly.